Retirement is often seen as a conclusion, a full stop after a lifetime of effort. But that belief is nothing more than a deception, one of the many subtle lies that society sells us. The truth is far more powerful, far more liberating. Retirement is not the end. It is, in fact, a new beginning. A blank page, a fertile field. And whether that field lies dormant or blooms with purpose depends on what you choose to do next. You're retired, yes, but keep going. There is a powerful principle at work here, one that has echoed through the lives of all great achievers, no matter their age. Life responds to the energy you give it. If you tell your mind, I'm done, your body will follow. If you tell your spirit, my best years are behind me, it will grow silent. But if you dare to declare, I still have more to give, then life will open itself to you again. This is not a poetic suggestion. It is a truth backed by the power of belief. The same force Napoleon Hill taught was at the root of all human achievement. You see, the habits, the strength, the resilience you developed over decades, they haven't vanished. They're still with you, waiting to be reactivated. Your knowledge, your experience, your intuition, these are your treasures. In fact, you are richer now than you have ever been, because your wealth is measured not in dollars, but in wisdom. And wisdom, unlike currency, never loses its value. What matters now is how you use it. The world has no shortage of people drifting through their retirement, waiting for days to pass, waiting for others to entertain, other to validate their existence. But that's not you. You've already climbed mountains. You've already endured storms. You've already proven you can win. So why stop walking? Why stop striving? Life doesn't reward age, it rewards action. And just because your career may have ended doesn't mean your purpose has. Think about this. How many great inventors, writers, leaders, and creators did their best work after they retired? They did not allow a number to define them. They didn't believe the myth that passion has an expiration date. They simply kept moving, because movement is life. Inertia is decay. A river that flows stays clear and alive. A river that stops moving becomes stagnant. You must keep flowing. The danger of retirement is not the absence of work, it's the absence of direction. When a person loses direction, they lose momentum. When they lose momentum, they lose meaning. And when meaning disappears, depression sets in. This is the silent trap. But you can escape it the same way you escaped every other trap in your life, by choosing to fight, by choosing to act. Retirement gives you the time. Now you must supply the drive. No boss, no clock, no quotas. At first glance, that sounds like freedom, and it is, but only if you impose your own structure, your own discipline, your own purpose, because freedom without direction becomes chaos. You've spent years working within systems, building routines. Don't throw that away. Instead, redirect that energy. Find something that excites you, that challenges you, that calls out to the person you still are. And don't buy into the illusion that what you do next must be grand. Success is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, personal, internal. Maybe it's mentoring someone. Maybe it's starting a small business you always dreamed of. Maybe it's writing the book that lives inside you, or learning the instrument you never had time for. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it gives you motion. Forward movement, a reason to get up, with energy, with desire, with purpose. You may feel tired. That's natural. But tiredness of the body is not tiredness of the soul. And the soul, if you give it something to strive toward, will wake up again. You will feel it stir. The fire didn't go out. It just dimmed while you were busy surviving. But now you can truly live. Not just exist, but live with intention, with joy, with the deep satisfaction of growth. Because here is the truth. They never teach you. Retirement is not a reward for the work you've done. It is an invitation to do the work that really matters, the work that reflects your essence, the work that builds your legacy. No one remembers the person who clocked out and gave up, but they always remember the one who never stopped becoming. So let the others sit back, let them settle. But you're not done. You're just getting started, because your best self is still in motion. Your greatest days don't lie behind, they wait ahead, calling to you like a distant peak, daring you to climb just once more. Purpose is not bound by age, occupation, or circumstance. It is not something you outgrow or retire from. It is the very fire that gives life meaning. Napoleon Hill taught that definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement, and that idea rings louder than ever in this season of life. Just because the daily demands of a job may have ended does not mean your reason for rising in the morning has vanished. In truth, this moment, free of former obligations, may be the very first time you're able to truly live on purpose. Purpose does not belong to the young. It belongs to the willing. It answers not to energy alone, but to clarity, to commitment, and to belief. Hill said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That means your ability to live with purpose has nothing to do with your birth certificate and everything to do with your mindset. If you still possess the will to make a difference, then your life still possesses the power to inspire, to build, to impact others. We live in a culture that often confuses productivity with purpose. A career may have kept you busy, even successful, but busyness is not the same as meaning. For years, your time may have been directed by the needs of others, your employer, your clients, your family. Now, for the first time, your time belongs to you, and in that freedom lies your greatest opportunity, the opportunity to discover, define, or deepen your true purpose. This is not a time to drift. It is a time to direct, because purpose gives direction, and direction fuels momentum. The most dangerous myth of retirement is that it's a time to slow down, as if the natural next step is decay. But the human spirit isn't designed to wither. It's designed to grow. Purpose is the fertilizer for that growth. When you wake up each day with something to aim at, something meaningful to move toward, you unlock energy you didn't know you still had. You give yourself a reason to strive, to learn, to give. This is not just about legacy. It's about aliveness. When you pursue purpose, you feel alive. Purpose doesn't always wear a name tag or come with a clear title. It can be found in service, in creativity, in building, mentoring, learning, or exploring. It can be small and quiet or vast and public. Purpose is not judged by the size of its audience, but by the size of its impact on your soul. It could mean volunteering. It could mean building something new. It could mean finally doing the thing you always said you'd do when you had more time. Well, that time is now. Definiteness of purpose means deciding with clarity and conviction that your life still counts for something more than comfort. It means no longer waiting for direction from the outside world, but choosing it from within. Hill believed that people fail most often not because of lack of talent, but because of lack of a goal, a fixed purpose to aim at. With it, energy is scattered. With it, energy is focused like a laser. And with focus comes results. The world doesn't just need younger people. It needs wiser ones. It needs the insight, the stability, the perspective that only comes from a life lived with depth. Imagine what you can offer now, having lived, failed, succeeded, loved, lost, and endured. There is someone out there who needs your guidance. There is a problem waiting to be solved by your unique combination of talents and experience. There is a purpose ready for you, but it won't introduce itself. You must go and find it, or better yet, create it. Let others wonder what comes next. You already know. What comes next is what you decide comes next. You're not lost. You're being called. Your purpose might evolve, but it never disappears. It might quiet down when ignored, but it never dies. And once you tune into it again, once you ignite it with belief and action, it will roar back to life like a forgotten fire rekindled. Purpose brings order to your days, peace to your nights, and strength to your soul. It doesn't ask how old you are, it asks how willing you are. Willing to stretch, willing to serve, willing to matter. Because the truth is, people don't stop pursuing purpose because they grow old. They grow old because they stop pursuing purpose. So take this chapter seriously. Don't fill it with distractions. Fill it with design. Choose what you want your life to stand for from here forward. Choose to contribute. Choose to grow. Choose to wake up every day and say, this life still matters. I still matter. That declaration, spoken with conviction, is the fuel of purpose. And if at times you don't know exactly what that purpose looks like, keep moving. Purpose is often found in motion, not in contemplation. Action reveals direction. Start something, even if it's small. Plant seeds. Take steps. The fog clears as you go. The moment you decide to live with purpose, you step back into power. The kind of power that changes you and through you changes others. That is the mark of a life well lived. That is the promise of this new beginning. Purpose is timeless, and as long as you breathe, it is waiting for you to claim it. Success has no expiration date. It does not check your age before it opens its doors. It does not ask how many candles were on your last birthday cake. Success only asks one thing. Are you willing to persist? Because it is persistence, not youth, not talent, not luck, that shapes the outcome of every meaningful endeavor. And if you still possess the willingness to persist, then you still possess the power to succeed. This is the great lie that society often tells, that there comes a point in life when your contribution is over, when your time is past, when the fire within you is burned out. But that's not a truth. It's a belief, and beliefs can be rewritten. Napoleon Hill made it clear that the human mind is the most powerful force on earth when it is charged with belief, desire, and persistence. These elements don't fade with age unless we allow them to. In fact, with the distractions of earlier years now behind you, your focus and clarity may be stronger than ever. Persistence is the bridge between desire and achievement. It's what keeps a person climbing long after the energy of enthusiasm wears off. It's what separates those who dabble from those who conquer. And in this phase of life, you have the unique advantage of experience. Experience that teaches you not to be discouraged by the first obstacle, not to turn back at the first sign of resistance. You already know that the road to anything worthwhile is never easy.